And I guess this might be a good time for us to go and get a smelter. And a... metalsmith's forge. So we have the mechanics workshop, the metalsmith's forge. So we have our metal industry in the top left corner. So what I'm going to do is set up a bar/block storage over here. And I'm going to put in a bit of a stone storage over here for metal-bearing ores to be carried over. And then we're going to have ammo storage. Hello! Who's that? Cole! Thank you very much for the sub. Leather. And more importantly, not woods. Weapons. And armor. There we are. Cloth. Gems. And animal storage over there. And I'm just going to adjust some of this. So this is our bar block stockpile. Yeah, and I don't actually want blocks. I just want bars on this one. This is our stone stockpile. So specifically, I want metal ores over here. I have the economic ores. Let's see here. Forbid, but I'm going to allow the coal and the lignite to be brought over here. And then metal ores. And then the rest were all okay. Arch Rads, thank you very much for the sub. Use any in real life stone found near the sea. The Greyjoys do not have an iron throne. Well, we're not near the sea. We're actually in the middle of a continent. We suspended construction in the kitchen. Some things probably get in the way. We'll just wait a little while for that to correct itself here. You know, we need a couple of wheelbarrows. Where do we do that? Carpenter's workshop, probably. Wheelbarrow. I'm actually just going to ask for like 6 to be built and then stop. Doesn't need a repeat job, I don't think. So Stellaris, I still haven't gotten a pre-release copy. I may or may not get something, but what I can tell you is that in a week and a half, I'm going to be in England to play Stellaris with Paradox and a bunch of other press people. So yeah, on the basically the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of May, I'm going to be in England, in Old Windsor, and I will be playing a big Stellaris multiplayer game with a bunch of Paradox people, other YouTubers, press people, that sort of thing. I don't know what kind of content is going to come out from that. I don't know if there's going to be live streams or anything. There has been a little bit of mention and talk and everything like that, but nothing definitive. I may or may not be able to capture footage from that event and then bring it later. I suspect there'll be something. I just don't know what structure that'll be. Hey, Nilefield, thanks for the sub. So yes, that is going to be pretty awesome. But because of that, I also don't know how much that's going to mean a regular or pre-release Let's Play hitting YouTube or something. Kurz, thanks for the resub. So that'll be kind of interesting. It looks like I will have time on the 2nd, on May 2nd, which is a Monday, to do maybe a fan meetup in the afternoon. Now, I don't know if anyone here is in the UK, specifically in England, perhaps, near Old Windsor, which is where I'm going to be, and would have time Monday afternoon, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, to do a meetup. Is there anyone that might be interested in doing something like that? Because I can organize something. Sounds really boring, Quill. Want me to substitute for you? No, it's okay, MIC. I got it. Bone Bolt's job keeps auto resuspending, which is pretty fair and legit. Sleep, store, drink, fish. Excellent. We got the fishing going on. Our hunter's actually fishing, which is okay. I mean, as long as you're producing some sort of food, I'm not going to complain. All right. Smelter, Oh, you need 1 piece of charcoal to start the industry. That's right. That is right. It's kind of funny. So, clearly we need a little bit more room for the workshops. think I'm going to do this. I'm not going to expand to the stockpile right now, but that's going to be the plan. So I need to set up a wood furnace. Migrants already? We've been playing for like 16 seconds.
Yes, we know there are migrants.
Alright, well I'm just going to give them a moment to like get on the map. Ashgar! Thank you very much for the resub. SysG, yeah, I saw your message about League. We're gonna set up a dining room as well. Where are we gonna set up a dining room? Well, I mean, we have a food industry over here, so it might make sense to have it not be too far from that. I'd like to come up with a cool-looking dining room. Oh! Someone sent in... Hold on, where is that? Where is that? Someone sent in a diagram for a... Oh, who was it? Damn it, I have the picture, but I don't have the tweet. I want to do justice to the name. A diagram, a layout for a dining room that looks like... There it is. It's from F. Pito, who sent in a diagram for a dining room that looks like the House Greyjoy logo. So we're going to have to do that, which means we're going to need a lot of space. So what I think I'm going to do is carve out the shape for the shield, and then we're going to fill in the stuff with, like, colored stone to make it look proper. I guess I won't have time, since I won't have the resources right now to do it. I'm going to have to leave in some stuff for, like, pillars to make sure it doesn't collapse. But that will be... How big is this thing? Jeepers. It's really hard to tell. Let me copy this image. And let's... How am I going to open this in its own thing? Hang on. Save the image. Boom. Open this. Boom. Let me zoom in this. So, see? Looks cool. Oh, really? When I resize the window, it changes the zoom? Really, Windows? Why are you so bad? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. So it's 31 wide. So that's one there. I don't remember if this goes 9 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Really? So then this is currently 23. Or another way to say it, if I add 4 more here, and then 4 more here, that's the right width. Alright, and then I'm just going to do this top part for now. So we're going to go down, I don't know, some amount. It doesn't actually matter at this point. Oh, that's actually quite convenient. It's three across from here. I guess that's right. So I'm going to start this largish area like this, and then I'm going to say, for the top of the antlers, I'm going to sort of leave them in here. So, again, if I'm counting this part as being carved out, and I think I am, so I can go and colorize it later. This is going to be a big, huge project. So this is the part that's going to be yellow, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 empty tiles. And then the 5th one stays. So I'm going to leave that in there as a placeholder for the top of our antlers. But that's all I'm going to do in there. They're just here to sort of hold up the ceiling. Although, on the same level over here, I guess I could... So that's a yellow tile, then 1, 2, 3 empty tiles. Then... 4 of those. Same thing. Yellow tiles, 1, 2, 3 empty tiles, then... Do we just, like, leave it as is? No, because it's all going to be mismatched depending on what color stone it is. Okay, so I'm just going to set that up initially to have as a placeholder. Because we want to have it one consistent stone. What is this? Oh, gypsum. I'm missing some stuff over here. Dolocram, thanks for the resub! The squid ain't symmetrical? Are you saying in, like, in the actual thing? But I like this design. This is what we're going to copy. I think it's awesome. Yeah, it's not antlers, but it's tentacles, I suppose. But it looks a little like a moose to me. It's a moose squid. It's a very dangerous species. I mean, you wouldn't understand if you're not Canadian. We worry about moose squids all the time. Make it in wood? Interesting. Room doesn't need pillars anymore. I don't know. Do I have collapse turned off? I don't think I do. I think I usually play with collapsing on. Cave-ins. Yeah, I have it enabled. I mean, maybe it's just disabled as is or something like that. That's possible. What happened up here? Did I actually click a little poop? That's okay. Build, construct wall. Right over here, out of limestone. And then when we go and smooth this area, it'll all look proper. I'm gonna mine out these veins, actually, and then we'll re-wall it in after. Use forgotten beast bone for a throne or steal some stone. Moose squid or moose quid? Moose squid. It's a squid and a moose, depending on how you look at it. Okay, so, oh yeah, part of the reason for doing this is because I want to be able to set up our initial dining room so that we can set it as a meeting point, because we did get those new migrants, but I want to make sure that they can properly come on the map. So we got that, and then some chairs. Okay, so we'll have a token dining room relatively soon in there. Chair production has started because they're being delivered. We've got no idlers. Sometimes the migrants don't properly come onto the map unless there's a meeting point. And there is by default in your, so we'll have to reassign this later on, but that's okay. Where your wagon is, but we've taken apart our wagon, so. Now we've got this meeting point. We'll set it up properly, then we'll see. There's more coal over here. So yeah, most likely our little design's going to get mangled because we're going to want to dig out all the veins over here, but then we're going to fill it in later. It's interesting, this gypsum is yellow. Yes, the charcoal workshop. Thank you very much. So, we're going to have a wood smelter up here. I'm also going to want a glass furnace and a kiln. So, I'm going to have them set up. Boom. Excellent. So this is what? A tetrahedrite, and that's more of our coal. Mosquitoes! The Nod God, I just love your RimWorld series. So much fun. Yeah, that one is pretty chaotic. It's pretty chaotic, and the awesomeness does not end, trust me. There's more and more crazy stuff that happens. You know, sometimes because I, play badly or make mistakes, and other times it's the game throwing ridiculous bullshit. Okay, I'm going to assume all the migrants are on the map, so let's go ahead and reload Dwarf Therapist over here and sort by migration wave. So we got 5 new people. So I'm going to set some nicknames over here. We're going to have Abysmal Result. We have Duplicitous Taint. Alright. We're going to have Electric Cat ND. Probably from the Netherlands, I assume. Oh, Hendrik! Hey! Hendrik and Al! And Metajoke. Didn't we just have Metajoke in something? I did just randomize this list. Random will be random. That's the way it works. Any notable skills? We do have an expert fisher. Who's this? Duplicitous Taint is a master fisherman. Fisher dwarf. Fisher lady. Look at that. And a great weaver. Holy crap, you have some mad skills. Duplicitous Taint is actually... first of all, I think the name got cropped. Yeah, it's too long. So it's actually looking like Duplicitous Tain. Oh, well. No, one of you... No, I guess you're all okay. Okay, no children or anything like that. Cool. Productive members of the Dwarven Society. We got some fighting going on over here. Storks are being hunted by pecanwood bolts. Looks good. Got our dining hall. Some of these migrants probably brought some animals with them, which may or may not need to be pastured. Oh, yeah, there's a yak calf, which I believe was brought, not born. So it's actually really nice that we keep getting more yaks, because we're really going to get a yak industry up and running. Yak attack. This is, again, this gypsum, right? Which you can use to make plaster? Really nice. Okay, these workshops are set up. So, wood furnace. Please make me charcoal. And we're going to make sure... I mean, we want bars of coal all the time. It doesn't always have to be wood, though. You know what? I'm going to delete... Well, I guess it's not the constraint necessarily, but I'm gonna get us kick-started with a few bars of wood-based charcoal, and then that'll be it. And then I'm gonna add in an ash job to make sure we always have a certain amount of ash kicking around, which we can use to make other things. Glass furnace, I'm just gonna have you hold off for now in the kiln as well. Just hang tight. So we'll get the charcoal started, and then we can use the charcoal to power our smelter, which we can use to purify our coal from lignite and bituminous coal. You gonna take that paradox mug with you to England? No, I'm gonna steal another one from them when I'm there. That's the way it goes. Hey, we got a duck! Alright. We may be able to start a bit of a duck industry. That's interesting to consider. We've got only a single duck. Female duck, so we could get some eggs. Alright, that's a thing. You can set up offices and stuff like that, too. Where do I want to set up the offices for our manager and bookkeeper? I could just set them up in the middle of the hallway for now, which is often what I do to get started. I'm going to do that at this time. It's going to be okay. So we're going to go with table, table, chair, chair. That was... What? That was a tip, right? Who dat? Hendrik, hey! Hendrik says, make me a free mason, Quill. I'm too lazy to work right now. What are your skills, Hendrik? Your character is currently skilled. A little bit of carpentry, a little bit of masonry, a little bit of animal care. You're also quite good at dyeing. That's something that everyone does well in Dwarf Fortress. Anything else going on? Nothing really. These people are relatively decent swimmers. Weird set of dwarves. How do they get good at swimming? Not the kind of dwarves we want. Although, you know, for House Greyjoy, that might work a little bit. We're going to want to smooth these floors at some point. Just to beautify our little dining hall. Okay, so we got some bars, which means now our smelter... Oh, no, that's not in storage yet. They just made something. There we go. So now we can start smelting... Make coke from bituminous coal. And I guess we don't have our lignite. We found some somewhere. But yeah, so we're going to have this basically an infinite repeat. We're not going to set a limit. Just as long as there's coal, do it. And I'm actually going to add it a few more times in the list. So that we get a good ratio of coal before we start smelting other things, like limonite, which makes iron, for example. And then we'll put a repeat on there, so you never stop doing it. But now we can make up to 4 bars of coal before we do that, because I don't want to run out of coal while doing other smelting jobs. Hendrik says, that dying part must be because of my former Kerbal Space Program experience. Why do we always play games where people die so horribly and so frequently? Because it's fun, I guess. Do a background check on the Master Fisher Dwarf. She might be a vampire considering those mad skills. What? No, we're not going to check. You know, a few dwarves get drained of blood. Pff, that's fine. Then we just know who to put in charge of our daycare center. Alright, so we can make little offices here. So make a throne room or study. Just shrink it way down. And assign it to our manager, Zervian. And make another one over here. And assign it to our bookkeeper, Suntan Man. And also, we need to make sure to tell our bookkeeper, hey, keep, like, super high precision counts. Thanks. Alright, we're off to a pretty good start already. We don't have any individual bedrooms yet. I think I still like the idea of having the bedrooms sort of organically come off of these little halls that we dig out. And to that end, we'll go ahead and... Actually, let me kill this little exploration branch completely. And this one too, because we'll probably run into some more veins as we do this, because it is really mineral-rich embarks. So if we do that, and then off here, we dig that. I'm not going to use all of this space as is, though. So I can have them like shape a few different ways here. And there's room for another one down here. Oh wait, that's going to encroach. What I really want is something like that. Yeah. There we are. Just keep going with stuff like this. Let's see if we can get bedrooms to come all the way down here. We'll keep varying some of these shapes and layouts. That's not particularly good. Can put a door... Actually, we can put a door right there. That works out fine. Because they can go through diagonally, so... That's going to be fine. There we go. Something like that. Kind of weird and random and screwy. I mean, 3x3 bedrooms, or 2x3 bedrooms are, you know, kind of luxurious for dwarves, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always try to make I make everything like all symmetrical and regular and stuff, and you know, it'll be nice to break that pattern. I still like our central area being, you know, semi-symmetrical here. But yeah, then we break it a little bit, and that's okay. I think this will look quite nice once we get all these walls smoothed. Did I not, oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, doors work diagonal. You can actually do bedroom designs that are like... You can do really tricksy stuff where you have something like this and then say... Like, this could be one door that works all these bedrooms. Then you can have, you know, that come off some hallway. Like this. That could be a doorway. You do sort of funny little things with diagonals. Yeah, I'm not going to bother smoothing this right now because we're going to do weird wall stuff later on. We've got our doctor / bookkeeper doing bookkeeping, giving us some numbers. So how are we doing? Okay, so we have some meat, fish, plants. Drink's starting to get a little low. One thing we did do is we built the still, but we don't actually have a job set up for it. And really, we want all the plant stuff. Oh, not extract. Nope, not that. Misclicking over here. There, brew drink from plant. That might be an infinity job, I'm not sure. I guess I'll set a constraint. But with like a big range. 200 to 400 drinks. Basically, anytime we get plants, we do want to boozify them. Because we're hoping to survive mostly on meat, if we can. More beds for the poor dwarves. That's what we just dug out! Bedrooms over here. Just waiting for them to finish digging out, so that I can just mark it all to be smoothed, and then we can throw down some beds and stuff over there. We'll get some nice bedrooms. I mean, that's not enough for all of our dwarves, but it's going to get us started anyway. What is this green? Malachite. I don't think malachite's used for anything. And this is just more limestone. Or kaolinite. Okay, no, that's fine. We don't really use that for anything either. And this was... Oh, hematite! Yeah! Boom! And this must be more hematite over here. And actually, we may as well... Ooh! There we are. We may as well get that going, too. Dig all the things. I think I've got 3 picks. Malachite is copper? Is it? We don't have any copper chunks. Really? Ah. Okay, excellent. Well, we might make use of that later on. I suppose I could designate it now, but I do think we have a lot of material designated out. So we've got the limonite ore, so we're starting to get some of that. We could also do the hematite. Actually, I suppose I will do that. And the tetrahedrite, which will give us copper and silver. And we want pig iron bars. Now, we are going to put a cap on pig iron, because it will otherwise use up all our stuff. Keep 10 to 20 of these around, a fair amount. And we're going to turn the pig iron to steel later on. But we don't want to turn all our iron to pig iron because we need to use some of it for mugs. Oh my god, I got to start my mug industry. Right, hold on. Metalsmith's Forge. You are going to make other objects made out of iron. You are making... goblets. So goblet is actually the master tag for mugs. Iron goblets. And you're going to make, like, a lot. Goblets out of iron. But I will put a cap on you so you don't, like... There. That's still going to be more than we can make in one go. But there. We have started our mug industry. Wheels! Hey, thank you very much for the tip. Hey, I really enjoy your content. Can't wait for Stellaris. Are you ever going to do a fan meet in Chicago? Well, I mean, usually, wherever I go, I try to do a fan meet. So the question is, when am I going to be in Chicago? No plans right now. Would love to see it, though. I want to see all the things. The mugs. Yes, mug all the things. Quickly, quickly. Oh, one thing we didn't do, and I suspect our butcher shop is probably getting full of debris. Okay, it's not full yet, but it will. We need to set up a order for our dwarves to gather refuse from outdoors. That way they will actually clear out the butcher shop. And then we'll move the butcher shop later on, but having it on surface is great because rotting stuff and things don't pollute up our mines. What I'll probably do is put it underground and put like a vent on top. I think you can do that, like a floor grate. And that should, I hope, drain out the miasma. I'm not sure. Who's the chief mugger? That's a good question. Right now, Abysmal Result is working on the iron goblets. How do I... Ooh, great deal of patience, sharp intellect, willpower, and good creativity. It's going to be great for our mugs. And right now you don't... Yeah, metal crafter. You're only dabbling, so you're not particularly skilled. I don't think we have anyone particularly skilled in that. So right now our mugs... We have platinum. Neat. Take it out. Right now our mugs don't... They're not going to be, masterwork mugs or whatever, but people will get trained up over time, and that's fine. No, we don't have a trade depot yet. Thank you very much for the reminder. That is really important. We're going to set it right there, and we'll make it out of limestone. We also don't have any walls or traps or anything like that. But we're not in a particularly, dangerous area right now, so we don't necessarily have to rush it. I'm going to cancel this out here so that they can actually go back and mine out the rest of my bedrooms. Please. Barrels are being made. Platinum mugs. Ooh, yeah, but that'll just confuse things when I go to sell all mugs. Yeah, we have a barrel job, so we have empty barrels. That should be fine. I don't think we're getting any notices about it. Nope, we're okay. We don't have enough iron right now. That's fine. We have 0 idlers. Love to see everyone work. Dig, sleep, dig. Smelt limonite. Yep, excellent. Really happy about that. I'm going to let them finish this, and then I'm going to have them go back and dig out the bedrooms.